Darnell, we're at the Ford Center. We said the homestand got off to a disappointing start the other night against the Hornets. 11-point fourth quarter did them in. Tonight they build an 18-point lead, and all of a sudden the offensive woes show up again in the fourth quarter, but this time they come back. Durant has a monster fourth quarter to get 40 points on the game. They get a win they're supposed to get. What was your overall analysis of it? First of all, it's a lackluster game back and forth. They have an 18-point lead. It almost disappears, but then they find a way to put it away.
Yeah, like I was telling you during the game, every team makes a run. You sort of expected this run to happen. After they made that run, I was really impressed with how the Thunder buckled down defensively. And then Kevin came in about the 7-minute mark and really just took over and put his imprint on this game. When the Pacers cut it to 1 at 93-92, Kevin scored 8 of the Thunder's next 9 points and really took over the game. So, after the way he finished that Hornets game, I really thought that he really showed up tonight. You got to give him credit for the way he finished the game.
Some of Durant's friends are walking by, and they're in a good mood, and it is because they found a way. Talk a little bit about him getting, most of the points in the fourth quarter, and when they needed some big baskets. We're saying getting more shots. We're even talking about it again tonight, but tonight he did, and he knocked them down.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about setting better screens for Kevin. The Pacers, one of the big things that no one's really talking about, they played him one-on-one, with Danny Granger. Danny Granger is one of the better defenders in this league, and you can't really fault the Pacers for trying to play him straight up with Danny Granger and Brandon Rush, two long guys that really get it done defensively. But Kevin really took advantage of that. They set better screens. He ran off them harder, and then he took advantage of that one-on-one matchup. He was able to knock down his shots tonight.
Identical 10-8 at home. 10-8 on the road. Matches their season high, 4 games over 500. They haven't been 5 all year long. They've got the Knicks coming up Monday night. But before we get to that game real quickly, a couple things stood out tonight. One, Byron Mullins got 7 minutes in the first half, was told before the game he was going to play a little bit. Ibaka didn't play as much because the Indiana Pacers do go small. Anything in addition to those two things that stood out to you about this game before we move on to the Knicks?
Well, Byron Mullins, everyone's happy for Byron Mullins in the locker room. He comes in. It was a 1-point game in the first half, and he has 4 points, 3 rebounds, a block, and an assist. He's playing like he's a veteran, not a rookie playing in his second NBA game.
Really, his first he only had 40 seconds, and now
40 seconds against Jersey in garbage time up at New Jersey. So you got to give him a lot of credit. I thought he handled himself well. But the other thing, I think Kevin Durant's turnovers. Everybody talks about his 40 points, his 12 rebounds, but he only had 2 turnovers. He had 5 or more in a lot of the last few games, and so the fact that he was able to be as effective as he was tonight without turning the ball over, I thought was big.
And Westbrook had the 6 assists but 5 turnovers. Not one of his better games, but he had a couple big plays late. He had a dunk, a steal, a couple of big rebounds when they went small and they needed rebounds and they didn't have a big man in there. Harden had some big buckets in the first half to keep him around, and then key steal late. Anything else stand out?
The fact that they close out the game, they out-rebounded the Pacers, and they just played overall, good basketball tonight. They got a lot of good efforts from a lot of different people. James Harden with the big steal that led to the Russell Westbrook dunk that sort of iced the game. I thought the turnovers were still a little bit too high.
Yeah, 19's too many.
Yeah, but for the most part, they played a good level of basketball. They held the Pacers right at 40% shooting, and they've held a lot of teams to 40% shooting so far. And you got to look at the defensive end. They keep winning with defense, and they did that again tonight.
And the last one would be the Knicks are here Monday night. That's one of the running guns. Mike D'Antoni, remember him from the Suns days. They've been playing a lot better. I think they're 12-6 the last month plus since they changed their lineup around a little bit. I think they lost tonight to Houston, but they're playing a lot better. They will put pressure on you, try to turn it into an offensive shootout. They're not exactly Golden State of the East, but they are a team that will get up and down. What is the key, do you think, to that game?
Don't play their style. I mean, you want to be able to score with them, but you don't want to run up and down and sort of make it a 3-point shooting contest like they like to make it. The Thunder cannot shoot that many threes like the Knicks do. If they do that, I think they're going to be in for a long night. They better hope that they defend the 3-ball well and hope that the Knicks are missing.
What is the Thunder going to do rest of the season? Read his insider Monday on newsok.com. Coverage of his Kevin Durant game on newsok.com. And then we'll see you again Monday night from the Ford Center when the Knicks are in town.